Hey, it's great to see everybody here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining me from. It's Sunday evening and it's time to connect. Yes, we're starting a little bit behind schedule today because we needed to sort out some things in the background, and I am absolutely delighted to be here. Right. So it's the 9th of August. 2026. And why I'm particularly excited about this episode is it's a special kind of anniversary, a special kind of anniversary. We started the Connect on the 9th of August 2020. So this is exactly 6 years from the very first episode. And I mean, what a way, what a way. I guess with the leap year in between, we've gone around a week already. And so I'm absolutely excited about how this will go. And so we're going to be celebrating the Connect at 6. The theme for today is Beyond the Conversation. Beyond the Conversation. You've seen the flyers. So for those of you on YouTube, please go ahead and share the link with as many people as you can. For those of you on the blue streets, okay, say a few comments. For those of you on the blue streets of Facebook, go ahead and share with your friends and let them know it's time for us to connect. Okay, so how have you all been, and what have you been up to? I guess in the course of the week that has gone by, quite a lot has happened. All right, quite a lot has happened, and when I think about it, and I think over the past 6 years, I've been actually been very excited all week, even though I had a bit of a health challenge in the course of the week, stress induced, right? In the course of the week. But then again, one thing that just kept my spirits up, that just kept me excited, was the consideration of what today's episode was going to be like. And I have very, very many memories of the first episode. But I'm not going to be doing today alone. I'm definitely not going to be doing today alone. There's a lot. I'm going to have somebody join me in the studio in about just what a minute or two, and then we're going to have conversations around what it has been like. Starting from the very beginning of a connect, and trying to connect the dots over the years to us being six now, conversations. When I talk about the theme of the Connect beyond the conversation, the theme of this anniversary beyond the conversation, building leaders, shaping minds, and inspiring purpose. Somebody sent me an email. I think it was early on in the week, and the person was like, "My goodness, I didn't even realize 6 years had gone past." I didn't realize 6 months had gone past. So I asked the person two questions. Number one, what if we never started? What if we stopped? What if we never started? What if we stopped? 6 years gone, and here we are. All right. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm going to bring in somebody who was there on the very first day, the very, very first day of this virtual fireside chat. All right. So there were four people in the studio, but two people opened up the studio. This is one person right here, and I'm bringing into the studio right now the second person, in person of my friend and my brother, Remy Daniels. All right, so I have a Remy joining me. Remy, it's great to see you.
Um, Trust me. First thing first, can you hear me?
Absolutely, clearly.
Okay, okay. I am excited, and I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. I'm not just excited because it's 6 years. I'm excited because I remember the first episode of this program, even before the day we came on air, as in live on air. I remember when you called me at about 6 in the evening, and you're like, this, let's do this and let's do that. And at the back of my mind, I was scared because I hadn't gone live in my life, so I didn't know how how it was going to be. And
Mm,
of course we did all the setting, we did everything. In fact, by 12 a.m. we're still talking about this. We did the
yeah.
flyer, We
Yeah.
did the flyer, we did the exchange of flyers where we had to make, I can't remember the name that we chose first. Then we had to change the name and all of those. And finally, the D-Day and the time came. And that time, trust me, my network in the house was the one that was just messing me up, if you remember. So, you
I,
don't want to know.
I
You don't want to
I
know.
remember. I remember. No, but before we get to the next work part, right? Let's like you
Yes.
said. You literally just took it away from me because yes, I
Okay.
remember that it was August 6th. So people understand that in
Yes.
3 days, 3 days, the same amount of time that it took for the death, the burial, and the resurrection, in 3 days, we put up something that we had never done. I had done a bit of stuff during the COVID time, just trying to go live a bit. And funny enough, Remy had also featured on, at that time, what was called AU Connect. Remy had also featured on, remember, it was you, Ebinabo, and Jimmy Tewe that featured on some stuff that we tried about April 2020.
Yes.
But
Yes.
on
Yes.
a
Yes.
trip.
Yes.
I was on a trip, and on my way back to my base, I picked up the phone. Remy was in another city. Remy was in Abuja, and I called Remy and I said, Remy, I think we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I don't know,
Yes.
like so
Yes.
how's it going to work? What platform are we going to use? What's it going to be like? What's the idea? Is it a monthly thing? Is it a weekly thing? Is it a and all I just knew was, look, we've got to do this, and this is something that must happen. And
Yeah.
so, like you said, we were building up to day one, and so we had that first day, like you rightly said, we spoke till almost midnight. um say how is this thing gonna work, man? Like, one thing I remember that we agreed on was it was gonna be freestyle. We're just gonna talk. So we did not there was no scripts, there was no there was no rehearsal. And honestly speaking, people understand this from then till now. There's no rehearsal. The only time that we did checks was just to check that the video quality was good, the audio was clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Remy, you remember, right? And this was in order, and that was in order. Believe you me, once we went live, I did not know what the next 1 second would be. I had no idea, no idea. So now let me see. Let me share something with you, Remy. Before you go, and I'm going to
Okay.
put something up on the screen now. Um, I'm going to put something up on the screen, and all right, it's coming. It's coming up. Okay, look at that. Now, this was the first flyer.
Oh yeah.
this was
Oh yeah. I remember.
this was this
I
this was the
remember.
first this was the first flyer. This was the maiden flyer, and it was about, we titled it, I mean, look at it, the Connect ARD and AU Sunday Evening Fireside Chat. My God, boys, we are creative. Jesus. Presents Finding Your Niche,
Finding
featuring
your niche.
AU, Sandy, Orok, Remy Daniels, Facebook Live as Aneka Nusoro. We just had only one channel then. Like, it was only one channel. I think the next time, Remy, if you remember, the next time that we're not able
Yeah.
to have multiple channels was when you now paid for a subscription that allowed us to be able to go on multiple channels at the same time. But
Time.
but let's come back to this day one, August 9,
Yeah.
2020. What was
Yeah.
going through your mind as we went live, Remy? What was going through your mind?
Okay, so like I said, of course, I've been a coach. And then there's not been much on going live in most of the places. You understand? So it was just one of the new things that we have to do. Trust me, it wasn't because even despite the fact that we prepared and none of those, I was not 100% prepared. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know your ways now. You know your ways. Um, you always, and you did it the first day. You always have a way of, okay, guys, If you want to go live with this guy sitting down there, get yourself set and get yourself ready, or else, or hmm, at the end of the day. But trust me. All of these were lessons. All of these were because I was ready to learn. I was ready to learn, and thank God we had Sandy in the studio. We had Orok in the studio.
Oracle was in the studio as well.
Of course, those guys. Yes. So, those guys were another energy on its own. But what pained me most was the fact that at the point I got my energy back, my network went off. In fact, the biggest pain in most of the episodes that I appeared, and do you know what? Sometimes I will have to go in the car. I will sit in the car so that I can get network. You know how you are looking for network everywhere to be able to get this thing done.
Mm.
Now, sometimes, and even that day I was ready for this. So I tested my network, everything worked really well. But when it was that time, and when your self-confidence is not 100% and network is messing you up again, then everything will just go to zero.
you know,
Trust me.
you know,
This is me now talking about.
Remy, Remy,
Yeah,
this is really funny that you're saying this because, see, I tell people all the time that I salute people that record videos and post. I mean, it's a great thing to sit down, have all the setting done, and all of that. It's a different ball game when you're live. You are live. You're live. There's no cut, repeats. There's no stop, action. No, you're live. It means that if something goes wrong, it goes wrong in the face of the whole world. If something goes right, it goes right in the face of the whole world. And I mean, these are just struggles that come with it. So, like you said, there are times when, hey man, look, we're in the middle of something. Remy is all fired up. His network will just go to Zamfara. I say Remy's network will just trip and go to Zamfara. And I would just have to stand in and I would just keep talking and holding on. Meanwhile, in one hand, I'm texting him on my phone and I'm like, well, guy, what's up with you? And it was crazy.
ah,
And you're still trying to keep a demeanor because,
yeah,
you're talking to people. We're just trying to break into the audio visual space. So you don't want people to see the distress that you're under. But you are literally just saying, my
yeah,
God, can this episode end right now? What happened to Remy? And sometimes it could be like that because, see, truth of the matter is that this week it could be my idea for what we'll talk about. Next week it could be Remy's idea. Now, obviously, because maybe an idea is coming from Remy, he's obviously more adept at it, and I'm just providing the support. Therefore, what he's supposedly more adept is, he's now not available.
now let me even say this. Wait. Let me even say this one. Let me say this one. You just reminded me of one now. Now, there was one episode or two that I brought in guests. I was the one that invited the guests
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
studio, and of course, it was just going to be me, you, and the guests. And me that did the invitation, we'll be talking. Oh, I will not be on the studio. As in the network will just throw me out unnecessarily.
Maybe.
There should not be you and the guest alone. And these things sometimes can be like, and my guest is sending message between, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, with network, oh, and trust me. All of these taught me lessons that I'm actually using today. And I'm glad certain things happened that time. Of course, now going live is not like the way it used to be in those
Yeah,
days. Now you can just be anyhow and go live. But especially what the opportunity is there now to make a lot of things happen. TikTok has given everybody the chance. Facebook, so everybody is just doing a lot. But over time, it's been from one lesson to the other. And I'm glad it's 6 years old. Trust me, 6 years. In fact, when you and I spoke and you told me, Remy, can you remember what 9th of August represents? And I'm like, 9th of August. I was trying to remember and you said that was the day we started the connect. And I'm like, it was just like yesterday. 6 years was just like
yeah.
yesterday. But today we're here doing it better than how, and I want to give it to you. You never stopped. Even when it looks like everything was not going to work again, you never stop. That is the determination of a strong man. And if this was live studio between me and you sitting down together, I would have brought a flower to give it to you that come on, you deserve it.
Take
This
your
is that
flower,
you
man.
deserve this flower. Wow, I like take your flower because in all of the um, being discouraged. I left at some point. I think I had some things doing out of Abuja. I mean, I could not get better network in Abuja. Will I now go and get it in Zamfara? Or will I now go and get it in Maiduguri? I was really traveling, and I just knew that there's no way I can go on with this, or else I'll just be, I'll just be having, and then we're using was it, what was that the stream we're using? Is it live
No,
stream
no, no.
or what? What's that thing
Then
we're
it was
using?
StreamYard. We're using StreamYard. We started off.
Yes, StreamYard. Yes, StreamYard. Yes, yes. And StreamYard was not everywhere, so it wasn't like something like you can access everywhere you go. Even not all devices could access it then. So I was the one that was most hit that
You
time.
know, see,
But I just want to say thank you to you that you
the
kept it
truth of
up.
the matter, Remy, is that we're in uncharted territory. It was something that we had really never done. It was something that we were excited to do, but it was also something that we needed to learn a lot to do rapidly. We started off with an idea, you know, and one thing that was very clear to us, if you remember right, that it was not merely to host conversations. Yes, we said we were going to have conversations. I remember that we had a
Yes.
meeting. You see that thing that Remy said, we will do meetings and do drills before an episode. Every Saturday we will do sound check
Yeah.
with the guests though. Not just with the no, it doesn't matter. If
Yes.
you're not part of that meeting, you're not live. It
Yes.
was almost military, man. Remy was tired. It was almost military. Like I'll sit down. We need to do this drill. We need to. I need to hear you right. And most likely, you need to. You know, you need to log in from where you will be. So now here was the issue with Remy. Remy would log in on Saturday. Let me report Remy to you again. Remy would log in from a different location on Saturday where network is good, and we'll be like, great, fantastic. On Sunday, we'll be in a different location where network is bad. And we're like, what happened? And it was crazy. But you know, the thing about it is, yeah, we knew that it wasn't, you know, there was something we always said. We wanted 100% impactful, 100% feel good, and
Yeah.
100% authentic. Which was why we never did rehearsals. It wasn't, there was no script. Many people just got the topic. However, you want to take the topic, we will match you. We were there. We were that bold. You know, we
Yes.
didn't need to give you
Yes.
questions
Yes.
ahead. This was the question. So it was not a thing that happened on the connect. We don't do that, you know. And
Yeah.
we knew that we were doing beyond the conversation. It was not merely about hosting a conversation. We knew that look, we needed to create a platform where wisdom could travel freely. And we were very,
Yes.
very adamant about it. You know, a place where experience will meet curiosity, right, was very, very
Yes.
instrumental to why we did what we did, where purpose will meet preparation. And there were people that had been working on stuff, but just the concept of the connecting known was I know how many
Yes.
people I've met, people that I don't even know. Have met me in places, in airports, in lounges, in different places, and say, look, just that you've been doing this for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years serves as a point of encouragement to me. I can stay on a project for this long. I can do this for so long. And you know, I was sharing with Remy, you know, earlier that this was a true sense of leadership, a true test of leadership, without titles, without you know, beyond titles and position, of our ability to. Because look, on a Sunday evening, do you know what it means to do something, even if it's for 2 months, 3 months, at a particular time every week? It simply means that you cannot be anywhere at a particular time every week. Do you understand? And if you had to be
Mm.
somewhere else, you had to think of something that was standing or someone that was standing in the gap. Remember one episode that we had where neither of us, I think I was mourning, I was grieving a departed cousin, and you were unavailable. We had Brenda and Ovie come in and
Mm.
host. You and I weren't
Mm.
even there. You and I
Mm.
weren't even there, but we trusted them enough because, by the way, they had already been guests on the show, So we trusted
mm,
them enough for them to come in and they hosted. But this
mm,
is just speaking to, I you know, and Remy, I must give it to you too. This is giving also speaking to the selfless dedication. Just
yeah,
you could be anywhere on a Sunday evening. You could be doing something, but you know that you're going to be in front of the camera, live, this sharing stuff from your heart. You've spent the better part of the week preparing for it. You've interacted with your guests, and sometimes we didn't have guests. Sometimes it was just us rubbing minds
yeah,
together and showing,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
aggregating our
mm,
thoughts together. And all of
yeah.
that happened over time, over time, over time. But let me show you something, Remy. There's something else I want to show you. Let me show you another image. I want us to have a conversation around this one. Another flyer. All right, we had loads and loads and loads and loads of flyers. Let's look at this very quickly and tell me what you remember about this. All right, can you see that, Remy? Remy, can you see that? Okay, I don't think of getting Remy again, but let me remove this and see whether he's still there. Okay, looks like there's a bit of a drag on Remy's end. Is the network thing back again? Okay, so I put up a flyer, and I was going to ask Remy what he remembered about that flyer and how significant that flyer um, is or was to him. All right, how significant that flyer was to him. Remy, did you see the
Yeah, I'm
flyer?
back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put up a flyer. I think maybe you had a
Okay.
call or something. I'm gonna put up a flyer.
Mm,
Uh, I want you to look at this flyer and tell me what comes to your mind when you see it. Okay, so it will come up now.
mm.
Right.
That
Can you
was
see it?
yes, 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 yes. Um, that was the 21st episode, yeah?
Yes, 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 yes. So this was the 21st episode that we did, and we titled this Gratitude 2157. And that meant something significant. That meant something
Yes.
really, really significant. Let's talk about that for a little while. Now, why was that
Okay.
important? We had done 21 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And we had had
Yes.
57 guests as at that time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that was the last episode for the year 2020, and it was holding on December 20th, my birthday. So it was a very, very significant.
Significant, yes.
It was a very, very significant, and we actually shot that. We actually shot that episode together. Incidentally,
Mm.
that was the first episode that Remy and I were shooting together in the same space because we were both in Abuja that day. So all
Yeah.
through that, we had been in different cities, different locations. We were having conversations
Yes,
with
yes, yes, yes,
people from
yes,
different
yes.
locations.
I remember. I remember
This
now. Mm.
episode of 2157 was the first time that Remy and I were shooting together in the same
Live,
space.
live, live in the same space, yes.
We
Yes,
had
yes,
we
yes.
had folks joining in. We had Dimeji Obule joining that day. We had Chibi joining. We had Ovie
Yeah.
joining. I mean, we just had our different people joining in for like 2 minutes, just calling in and all of that, and it was crazy. Now, how did we go from August 9 number to two guests to
Mm.
57 guests by December of the same year? Now, I don't know about you. If that's not God, I don't know what that is. Because we will think about it, Remy. We will share this idea with people, and they will be so excited to want to be a part of it.
Yes. 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 So true. So true. So
So
true.
excited to want to be a part of it. There was a day that we had literally we're like 10 in the studio. We're like 10 people. I remember when we had remember the first episode was finding your niche. The second episode was maximizing your niche, which was supposed to be like a part two of the first episode. Now we had Orok, we had Sandy in the studio. Remy and I said, oh, no, we can't keep having guys. So we said we needed to have female guests. And then we had Ini Charles and Nancy Ogwe coming in the third episode.
Mm.
The fourth episode, so this was the fourth episode now, was now the last Sunday of the month. Now, this is where I'm coming to, Remy. The last Sunday of the month, we had a hard time deciding what to do with the last Sunday of the month. Do you remember that conversation? What do we do?
I remember.
I said, guys, listen. I said, let's call it open house. Remy said, what is that? You guys have no idea what we've been through. I said, let's call it open house. Everybody can just everybody will just freestyle. Remy said, what is that? What is open house? That name just didn't sit with him at all. I tried to like, no, see, open house is, people are just like open mic, that kind of. I'm saying, no, what is
And then let
open
me
house?
tell you why. Let me 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 tell
Yeah,
you why. You always have what's English I'm going to use now. You always have that your big surprise, and allowing you to do what you want to do. I know might mean something else to me. Now I'm going to give you one very big experience.
right.
You and I had a conversation, and you said, yes, it's just going to be you and I in the studio, we're going to talk, all of those. And me, normal me, I know that it's like a tradition that when it's time for the live studio, my network will either misbehave or something. So, of course, I will always rely on you to take it up from where I'm not. Only for me to enter the studio, and you called me. I'm like, let me, the studio is open, yeah, let's go in, but you're going to be the one to open the studio and all and everything. And we had a conversation. We said, okay, this is what we're going to do on that day. And I came on. I came live and I was talking. And I was looking everywhere for you. And you were not here, you were there. So I was looking everywhere for you. You're surprised, like, who is this guy? In fact, it was supposed to be a 1 hour night, but trust me, I think I ended that program in 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes, sir. Because at that point, I was just not myself and everything. Trust me, I was not just myself, and I was just pushing like wherever this guy is, and I was calling you were not picking. I was calling you were not picking. I said, okay, we have started. I'll do my own back.
So
But
a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. I remember one time that we were running a series. Yes, I remember one time we were running a series. And then I told you that you will start, you open. So I usually opened, guys, and I said, no, Remy, this time you're going to open and then you will bring me in. Usually I bring Remy in. No, and I said, no, Remy, you will bring me in. Meanwhile, so Remy was all set. He was like, okay, 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 make sure you're there. I said, of course, absolutely, 100%. So Remy is ready. We're all ready. Remy goes live. He does the housekeeping, and then he's ready to bring me in. He announces me, and then I push Ovie in.
okay, and and in my mind I was like,
Remy's
ah,
Remy's
I,
confused.
no, let me tell you. In fact, at some point, I thought maybe, okay, is it I'm in the wrong studio? Because I saw Ovie in Abuja. We're together in Abuja in the morning, and the next minute is appearing in the video where you're supposed to be. I'm like, okay, of course, like I said, you always have something up your sleeve. So there's always something you want to do. And even tonight, I still don't trust you this night because I know you can do anything.
The
I told you every time. Wait now. Every time you send me a message, I'll ask you question. Okay, so where this one they go now? Okay, what do we do now? Because I know anything can happen. And there was one flyer you sent to me. This flyer, the first flyer we did that had Orok and that has Orok and
Sandy.
what's the name,
Yeah.
Sandy on
Yeah.
it. You posted the flyer on the status on your status and tagged me. When I saw that, I didn't even look at the dates. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this is the plan. He did not know look at the status. So I went back to the guys to realize that, oh, this was the first flyer. So at some point, I was always expecting something different from what we have agreed.
well,
Of course,
well,
it's not part of the formula, but again, it was not nice.
I'm sorry to disappoint you this time around. No surprises.
Ah,
No surprises.
I mean,
I've
I
done a
mean,
couple of surprises this year. I had Pastor Love Additional in the studio with me, and then I brought in Pastor Tammy from the UK as a surprise guest, and he was blown away. And so when I was bringing Pastor Tammy just 2 weeks ago, Pastor Tammy asked me, "Do I have any surprises?"
here you see, here you can see now. So I'm not the only one.
I was like, no. I'm like, there are no. I trust me, sir. There are no surprises. So for this one, there are no surprises. But the thing about it is, a lot of things are very spontaneous, right? And people have
Yeah,
asked me how do these things. It's just spontaneous. I'm just thinking, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk for 60 minutes. Wow,
yeah,
what could blow Remy's mind right now? Because see that one where I brought in Ovie into the studio.
okay,
The look on
yeah,
your face was priceless. You were
yes, yeah, it's true.
shocked. You were looking at Ovie, but not
Yeah,
recognized. You were looking for me in Ovie.
and trust Ovie played the game really well, and he was so composed and ready.
Ovie
Like
said, Ovie,
so, it was as if
Ovie said, this is
it was as
AU
if you
Junior.
guys,
This is
it,
AU Junior.
was so
I
it
looked
was
at
as if
him and I could,
you guys have been planning that thing a long time. It
yes,
was as if you guys have been planning that thing a long time because it didn't look like something that was not planned. And the game was just, if I catch
Ovie
that ball
wasn't even
again,
meant to be. We had been planning it for a while. Ovie wasn't even meant to be on that episode at all. So I just had him in the
you
cooler.
see,
I'd already planned. As soon as you agreed that you will open, I said, Ovie, get ready, get ready. And I was the one controlling things behind the scenes. So I was like, Remy will not see you to the waiting room. Ovie was in the waiting room even before you came in. He was already there, just waiting, and all of that. But crazy times and fun times as well. Um,
yeah,
so the last Sunday in the month of August 2020, after we had all that
yeah,
roundabout about what it would be
yeah,
called, finally we arrived at what now became, according to some people, perhaps the most remembered episodes because it was now called "What Are You Thankful For?" Right?
right, thank you
So
for,
it
yes,
became the
yes, yes,
gratitude
yes,
story. We had about 6 people in the
yeah,
studio, and my goodness, people just started
yes,
sharing their gratitude stories, and it was amazing.
yeah,
Every single last
yes,
Sunday of every month, people were looking forward to
yes,
what are you thankful for? Just people just come and
yes,
talk, share their gratitude stories about how things they've come through, things they've been through, how they're still standing.
yeah,
Just giving hope to someone else. And this for me just was in line with the whole idea of the connect, raising champions,
yeah,
building leaders, inspiring purpose, and all of that, seeing
yes,
how to get people going on. That idea that became the connect was so strong. That's why today we're not. It's not about. It's not the fact we're not just celebrating that it's 6 years. We're celebrating the
yeah,
impact that it's had. It's not just
true,
about
true,
longevity.
true,
It's about impact.
true,
And the funny thing,
true,
Remy, in this time and
yeah,
age where attention span continues to shrink, where you actually have, truth be said, a lot of very shallow conversations. One thing I'm very proud of is that the Connect has remained absolutely
mm,
committed to full
committed
changes,
to,
full
yeah,
dialogue, meaningful
mm,
engagement, and transformational learning.
yeah,
Um, Sunday after Sunday, episode after episode, voices from different sectors.
yeah,
And that's the beauty of it. You have a
yeah,
wide spectrum. As of today, we've had 149 guests.
Are you serious? Wow.
149. And that's also because in the fourth year, I went the
Mm-hmm.
fourth year without any guests. I
Mm,
was doing series, so I was teaching all through the fourth year. We only resumed having
mm,
guests back in the fifth year, and then now we've got into this.
mm,
Now, picture this with
mm.
me. We've had people from diverse sectors. We've had lawyers, we've had actors, we have musicians,
Yes.
we've had pastors, we've
Yes.
had all kinds of people, consultants. We've
Friends.
think about it.
Yeah.
We've had
Yeah.
Daniel Amokachi. We've just had people. I mean,
Yes.
there was just
No,
nobody.
the Daniel Oboka today. In fact, there was one we had, was it on Monday, that we had to shift from Sunday. I think it
Yes,
was
yes,
Daniel
yes,
Oboka.
yes, yes. We had to ship from a Sunday and we had it on a Monday, and there were a few
On the
other
Monday.
episodes that we had to move to a weekday just to be able to
Yes, yes. The
be able to
guest,
accommodate
yes,
the
yes,
guests and all of that.
yes, yes, yes.
So we
Yes.
had people academics, we had policymakers, development practitioners, executives, professionals, pastors, business leaders. I mean, that's another thing that I'm so thankful for, the access to absolutely
Yes.
wide array and smart individuals, really smart people that could engage. There were times that look, we've had situations whereby the network thing that Remy was talking about. I've also had those kind of situations where I'm taken out and it's just my guests in the studio alone. And guess what? They hold it and they continue the conversation. My goodness. I'm now wondering, am I the guest or am I the host? They hold the conversation and they continue, like they don't even blink, like, oh. And whenever the network provider decides to have mercy and then I get back into the studio, we just continue like nothing ever happened. And that just shows you the resilience of the quality of people that have been able to keep 149. The beauty of it, this
Oh,
149 speaks to 149 festivals. There are people back over and over again.
so very good. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we're talking about people that their first time 109. There are people Nancy, people like Manny, people like a number of people have come more than once, twice, thrice,
Mm.
four times.
Taiwo,
And
Taiwo, Taiwo Adepoju.
Taiwo Adepoju, and a couple of Joyce Daniels, Jimmy
Yes.
Tewe. I mean, it's been amazing, and the connect became over 6 years a learning ecosystem, and that's what I think I'm absolutely proud of.
Mm,
So if we like to classify it, I'll say a learning ecosystem,
mm.
a leadership archive, a
Yeah.
mentorship platform and a bridge
Yeah.
between generations. And this is what I like about
Yeah.
it. A bridge between generations because look, listen, you have someone like who is in the 60s, and then you also have
Yeah.
teenagers, and they're all connecting on the connect. Hey, connecting on the connect, Ushe. They're all connected connect. And I think that's just I think it's phenomenal, really. I think it's
Mm, mm.
phenomenal, really. So let's do
Um.
this. You
Okay.
want to say something?
Okay. So for me, I'm looking forward to an episode of the Connect where we're going to have a live studio. You know, the kind of live studio where you're going to have your guests sit down. You're going to sit down. It's going to be two of you. You get. Of course, there'll still be this part. So it's time. It's time again to move it from to do it differently. That's just it, actually. And I don't know if you're looking at that, but I think if that is going to happen, for me, I'm ready. We have a studio ready for that. You understand?
Amazing. Yeah.
This is supposed to be a behind the scene talk, but of course, I need to say here, just so that
So, so,
in case you're
so
thinking it too.
it's surprising you
Uh,
now. So,
so
amazing.
just to let you know that the camera is set, the studio is set.
All right.
Um, um, That kind of episode where you can have recordings, two recordings in or three recordings in a day. You can have it your series. You can cover your series in 2 weeks, then bring it back on
Absolutely.
air and all of those. Even if it's going to be live, you still do your live. The live will still come up and everything. So of course we have that ready, but it's not left for you. Let's talk about it. So let's sit
Absolutely.
down, talk about it. Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm very excited about that. And I'll tell you why. For a number of reasons. So we've come through 6 years and we're shifting gears now. All right. So over these
yeah,
6 years,
yeah,
right? I believe that we've built trust. All right. We've built a community of learners.
yeah.
We've built a culture where questions are welcomed, ideas are
Yes,
refined rigorously. We've built, like I
yes,
said earlier, we've built a bridge between generations. We've also built a platform where leadership is discussed with honesty, excellence, and purpose. Now, it's now time to now put flesh to it. Beyond
so
this,
yes,
I think we now want to be able hubs and have a tangible ecosystem. And that will in many
yes,
regards will require us going moving beyond the virtual to now physical, beyond even so a step is now having the in studio recordings like
yes,
which we like. So
yes,
now holding town halls across states and regions in
yes,
Nigeria,
yes,
out Nigeria. So well, on one side we're going to be having the virtual fire as the in-studio recordings as we know it, and then we'll be having the town hall meetings where we all gather in our
yes,
hundreds, in our thousands, and then you know the way
yes,
the champion summit was back then. We'll now have
yes,
all of
yes,
in that space, and then we take it up. So that's where the connect is going to. It's
yes,
because it's not just about the number of episodes. It's not even about the caliber of guests, but it's about the credibility of what has been built, and that for us
yes,
is very
yes,
important. So
yes,
as we're
yes,
stepping into this seventh year, because hello, seven is here already. Hello, seven. As we're stepping into the seventh year, we're doing this with clarity, with even greater clarity, right? The world is
yes,
changing
yes,
faster than ever. AI is redefining a lot of things. AI is changing a whole lot of things, and so even our approach, right? Even our approach to how we get things done tells us that look, even businesses are being reinvented. Leadership is
yes,
becoming more complex. Communities are now looking for hope. Young people are looking for direction. The continent is looking for courageous thinkers and builders. So it's not even the time for smaller conversations. We're coming with
yes,
even bolder, more audacious conversations in the seventh year. We're coming in stronger. We're coming in absolutely determined, and we're not afraid of the kind of failure. I remember then people will call it Remy. If you remember now, I think when we were doing much ado about agreements, people were like, "You guys should calm down." As a calm down for what? We'll tell the truth as we know it. We've
mm-hmm.
always been courageous. We always speak it as it is. Yes, of course, with taking things into context and consideration, but then again, never want to be small paddled into cozy corners of what truth is convenient or otherwise. So it's beyond inspiration. It's about transformation. It's about transformation. And this is what the seventh, going beyond the seventh year. Where I mean, by the time you are celebrating 6 years, immediately you're done. So by the time we wake up tomorrow, we're already counting the seventh year. So
Seventh
hello,
year, yes, yes,
welcome to the seventh year. Actually, we're done with 6 years. We are wrapped up 6 years now, and so we're now starting from midnight tonight, tomorrow. We're starting with the first day of the seventh year. So it's welcome to the seventh year, and I'm absolutely excited about the growth and the possibilities that we have. Now, I just had a check at the time, and this is always the problem on the Connect when Remy and I are together. It is 10 more minutes to go. I can't believe it. I thought we still had like some 30 minutes. There's a lot to still catch up on, but we just have about 10 more minutes to go. And what are we if we don't respect time? Um, Remy, I want you to just share one, two, three very, very significant fun moments you had on the Connect. And then we'll bring this episode to a close with a charge.
okay. So So trust me, when we started, I did not know the direction we're going, and but of course, the name came, the connect, and the whole program made me connect with purpose. Made me realize that over time we're growing, and because we're growing, a lot of things will happen. Everything that happened on the connect through from then till now is just life as it is. You understand? The moments when you're about to catch your success, something happened. Those were the times of me being thrown out of the studio and all of those. So I didn't see them as a disappointment. I saw them as lessons for me to build myself. And today, these were lessons for me. And I say this to everybody who watched the Connect then, who still watching to today. And even if you're not watching, you get to watch it in the future of that. Your tomorrow is here with you. You understand? Whatever you decide today is what makes your tomorrow, except you decide to change it by yourself. So the Connect has built me, the Connect has changed me, the Connect has made me who I am today. So it's been fantastic, it's been fun. And thank you so much, AB, for making this happen. And it wasn't my idea, it was your idea. I just came to push. And today, we're speaking 6 years. And who knows? We don't know. We are not God, so we don't know. We might not be here talking about 6 years today, but we're talking about 6 years. And of course, we're going to do that seven, and we're going to do more years, and it's going to be better than what we have said today. God bless you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to say a big thank you to Remy, who has been there from day one, was there on day one, on day one. Incidentally, we were both wearing white today. That day, we were both wearing red, and it was never planned. It was never planned. All right, and it's just amazing. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been a part of the Connect story over the past 6 years, to every guest, to every audience member, to everybody of the Connect family, the Connect community, the WhatsApp group community that is growing in strong numbers. Thank you so much. The next 6 years will not just be about growing an audience, they will be about growing influence, growing capacity, growing partnerships, growing impact. All right, growing a generation of champions who understand that success is never an end in itself. It's a platform for service. And the next 6 years would definitely unveil much more. All right. So thank you, everyone. I've had a great time going over this anniversary episode. We look forward to the next episode of the Connect. Keep your thoughts coming. We see the comments. Thank you so much. All the congratulation messages are well received. Keep your thoughts coming. We'll be unveiling the next series that will in the new year, right? In a week from now, in the course of the week. Have a great night, everyone, and remember, have a very productive week. All right. A lot more
Yeah, cheers, man.
love, and I will talk to you right away. Everybody, God bless.
All right.
All right. There we go. I'm
No.